It's 1 a.m., your eyes burn. You know, with the certainty of a scientist observing gravity that you need to sleep. But your thumb has other plans. It keeps moving, swiping up, up, up. It feels like you're not even in control anymore, just a passenger in your own hand. You're not imagining it. You've fallen into a series of carefully designed psychological traps. And tonight, I'm going to hand you the blueprints for every single one. Number 1, the digital slot machine. Your brain is constantly being hit with unpredictable dopamine rewards every time you scroll, and this is the exact same principle that chains gamblers to slot machines in the neon-drenched halls of Las Vegas. But imagine you're not in Vegas. You're standing in front of a bizarre vending machine. 99 times out of 100, it dispenses absolute garbage. A blurry photo of your aunt's lunch, a political argument between two strangers, an ad for socks that can apparently read your mind. It's digital lint. But every so often, on a completely random pull, it dispenses a perfect, warm, gooey chocolate chip cookie. A meme so funny, it makes you forget your own name. Therefore, you're not scrolling because you enjoy the garbage. You're addicted to the possibility of the cookie, trapping you in an endless loop of hope. Number 2, the infinite librarian. There's a psychological quirk called the Zeigarnik effect, where our brains remain fixated on unfinished tasks. And the infinite scroll is, by its very nature, a perpetually unfinished task. But picture your brain as a tiny, meticulous librarian with a severe case of OCD. This librarian cannot rest, cannot even blink, until every last book is back on its shelf. The problem is, you're in a magical, cursed library where the shelf is infinitely long. Every time the librarian shelves one book, a mischievous goblin giggling at the end of the aisle adds 2 more. The poor librarian is trapped for eternity, driven to madness by a task that is designed to never, ever end. Therefore, your brain feels a constant nagging pressure to finish the feed, a psychological itch that the app is designed to make impossible to scratch. Number 3, the ghost in the party. Seeing likes, shares, and trending topics triggers our deep-seated need for social proof, and this creates a powerful fear of missing out, or FOMO. But think of your feed as a massive party happening inside a house with silent, soundproof glass walls. You're standing outside in the cold, your nose pressed against the pane. You see the flashing lights, the laughing faces, the shared inside jokes. You are bombed observing connection, but you are not, yes, participating. You're a ghost haunting a celebration, getting the phantom feeling of community without any of the warmth. Therefore, you keep scrolling not to truly connect, but to numb the growing anxiety that everyone else is connecting without you. Number 4, the Goblin-Proof Helmet. We often use our phones as a distraction tool, a behavior known as negative reinforcement. And this means we scroll not to gain pleasure, but to escape a negative feeling like boredom or anxiety. But imagine your anxieties are a tiny, snarling goblin that lives in your skull. All day, it pokes your brain with a pointy little stick. It's annoying, it's relentless. But your phone is a heavy, surprisingly comfortable, soundproof helmet. The second you put it on, the goblin's squeaky voice and pointy stick are gone. It's instant silence. The relief is so profound, you'd rather walk around with the heavy helmet on all night than face that goblin for a single second. Therefore, your scrolling habit isn't a search for happiness. It's a desperate, ongoing escape from the discomfort of your own quiet thoughts. And number 5, the bottomless popcorn bucket. Behavioral science shows us the bottomless bowl effect. People will mindlessly eat far more soup from a bowl that secretly refills itself. And your social media feed is the world's most effective bottomless bowl. But imagine you're at the movies with a normal bucket of popcorn. You eat, you enjoy, and when you hit the bottom, you hear that sad little cardboard scrape. That's a cue. The experience is over. Now, imagine your popcorn bucket is enchanted. It never runs out. You'd sit there, hand plunging into the buttery abyss long after the film has ended, and the cleaning crew has arrived, not because you're still hungry, but because the bucket never told you it was time to stop. Therefore, the infinite scroll systematically removes the natural cues your brain relies on to say, all right, that's enough. Number 6, the psychic butler. The algorithm curates a feed perfectly tailored to your interests and biases, and this makes the content hypnotically engaging. But This is like hiring a personal butler who is also a powerful psychic and a terrible enabler. You casually think, I kinda like pottery. Instantly, your butler fires the chef and hires a potter. Your food is now served exclusively on handmade ceramics. He replaces your TV with a 24/7 pottery channel. He swaps your family photos with glossy pictures of artisanal vases. It's cozy and validating, but you have completely forgotten that other things, like forks or your own children, exist. Therefore, the app transforms into a perfect frictionless reality bubble that you never want to leave because it constantly reassures you that your world is the only world. Number 7, the strobe light brain. The rapid-fire micro-video format of modern apps shortens our attentional blink. And this is the recovery time our brain needs between processing one piece of information and the next. But think of your attention span as a high-end camera with a slow, deliberate shutter. To get a good, clear photo, it needs a moment of stillness. But your feed is a blinding strobe light at an underground rave. It flashes 1,000 disconnected images a second. A dance, a war zone, a recipe, a puppy. Your brain's camera can't get a single clear shot. It's just overwhelmed by the flickering chaos, becoming mesmerized and unable to look away. Therefore, your brain is being conditioned to crave increasingly faster stimuli, making the slow, beautiful, and nuanced real worlds feel unbearably boring. Number 8, the one-way mirror friendship. We develop parasocial relationships with online creators, and these are one-sided emotional bonds that feel remarkably like real friendship. But it's like being the world's most dedicated best friend to someone who doesn't know you exist. You're a ghost in their house. You know their coffee order, the name of their cat, their favorite color. You celebrate their wins and mourn their losses. But you're pouring all of this beautiful, real, human social energy into a one-way mirror. You get the sensation of friendship without any of the messy, difficult, or rewarding reciprocation. Therefore, you keep scrolling to check in with your digital friends, filling a deep social need with a convenient, low-effort illusion. Number 9, the perpetual motion slide. Features like autoplay and swipe to next video are designed to eliminate all friction, and they remove the need to make a conscious choice to continue. But imagine you're on a water slide. It's fun. At the bottom, you splash into a pool. To go again, you have to get out, dry off, and climb 100 sticky wet stairs. That's friction. Now, imagine a new water slide. This one, instead of ending in a pool, seamlessly connects to a smooth, silent conveyor belt that whisks you right back to the top and gently pushes you down again. You wouldn't be choosing to ride, you'd be trapped on it. A pale, waterlogged husk, simply because it's easier to stay on than to fight the momentum and climb off. Therefore, the path of least resistance is engineered to be more scrolling, making the act of stopping a significant, and often exhausting, act of defiance. Number 10, the dopamine hangover. After a long scrolling session, the constant micro-hits of dopamine wear off, and this leaves you feeling strangely empty, anxious, and more tired than before. But think of your brain's dopamine system as a tiny, cheerful party clown who lives in your head and makes balloon animals. Scrolling forces this clown to work at an impossible pace, frantically inflating and twisting thousands of balloons a minute. It's a frenzy of color and excitement. But eventually, the little clown collapses in a heap of exhausted squeaks. The air hisses out of every balloon at once, and you're left sitting alone in a silent, depressing room, littered with the sad, limp scraps of what used to be fun. Therefore, the awful empty feeling you get when you finally put your phone down creates a new craving for another hit, trapping you in a cycle of scrolling to escape the crash that scrolling itself created. So, you see, it's not a failure of your willpower. It's not that you're lazy. You are simply a human with a beautiful, ancient, and easily exploitable brain fighting a system designed to hook you. The slot machine, the infinite library, the psychic butler. These aren't your fault. But the wonderful thing is, now you see the machine. You have the blueprints. You can feel your thumb start to swipe and recognize the pull of the digital slot machine. And that knowledge alone gives you the power to consciously place your phone on the nightstand and choose to rest. If you enjoy understanding the hidden psychological systems that run your life, subscribe for more blueprints. It's time to become the architect of your own mind. See you next time.